Tarini, and I have my own animal training and behavior business called Behavior Education LLC, and I also am the director of Spirit Keeper Equine Sanctuary. And we're going to be making a series of videos on different animals, not just snakes, that we're going to be getting up on YouTube and on our websites that are all education and husbandry related. But I wanted to introduce you to one of my personal animals because he is very special, and he's actually the snake that got me started in carpet pythons, and this is Spike. And Spike is an unknown age and unknown subspecies of carpet python. And the way that I got him was I was working on my degree in applied science of zookeeping technology, and he was relinquished to the college I was attending in the fall. I think it was in November, by somebody who said that she had gotten this snake and his mate from a friend of a friend, and that person had got it from a friend of a friend, and she didn't know anything about the snake, and she didn't want the snake, and so she relinquished him to the reptile and amphibian class at the college. So that was in November, and in January I started taking a reptile and amphibian husbandry class, and I got the 2 carpet pythons as my assigned animal for the semester. They were my project animals, and I knew nothing about carpet pythons at that time. So I read everything online that I could about carpet pythons. And then I was so intrigued by them and wanted more information that I bought the book, The Complete Carpet Python. And I think it arrived on a Friday night, and I was finished reading it by Saturday. I just love the book. I've read it a second time since, and that started my love affair with carpet pythons. So I took care of Spike and his mate, Drusilla, for 4 months. At which time my reptile and amphibian husbandry class was over in May. And then what happened in July of that same year is the college was redoing their reptile enclosures, and they weren't able to accommodate semi-arboreal or arboreal animals anymore. And they said that they weren't going to be able to keep the carpet pythons because they wouldn't be able to allow them for the proper perching or shelving opportunities. And so I brought Spike and Drusilla home with me, and they've been living with me ever since. I have no idea how old Spike is, and I have no idea what subspecies he is, because there was no information at all given with them. I'm assuming he's a male only because he was with another snake that laid a clutch of eggs during the semester, and they were all slugs. But I'm just assuming that because that happened that he's the male and the other one is the female. Spike is very, very shy, and he does not like to come out of his enclosure. So I had a rare opportunity tonight to get him out because I try to manage the snakes in accordance with their natural biology and behavior. And so if they don't want to come out, I generally don't take them out unless it's an emergency. And there have been times when I've opened his enclosure doors and he's free to come out, and he just doesn't. But tonight, he was at the door, he was leaning up against it, and I think it's because he's hungry and he wants me to feed him. So I'm going to do that when we're finished here. But I just used it as an opportunity to introduce you to one of my personal pet animals. Even though I don't know his age or subspecies, I love him so much. And I feel very fortunate that I was able to work with him at school during my science program, and that I was subsequently able to bring him home, because he's a very special animal to me, because he is the snake that introduced me to carpet pythons and started my love that I have for carpet pythons. So this is Spike, and I'm going to feed him. I think that's why he was at the door, and he's pretty nervous when he's out. He's a shy snake, so he does hide a lot, and he comes out at night and utilizes all his perches, and that gives me a lot of gratification to see him using all of the space that I provide for him here and to see him using his perches and all of the environmental stimulation that I provide for him and for his mate. So this is Spike, the carpet python, the unknown subspecies, unknown age carpet python that I'm just in love with. And from Spike, my obsession grew, and I now have a lot of carpet pythons. I think I have 34 snakes total, and most of them are carpet pythons or Brettles pythons. I have a few onesies and twosies of some other species. But that's all thanks to Spike. So you guys can catch educational pieces on the Behavior Education LLC YouTube channel. You can check out our website at behavioreducation.org, and we also have a Facebook page. Say goodbye, Spike. Get the camera. You're such a good boy. I love you. So while Spike's out of his enclosure, I went ahead and put him in a separate tub that I use for transport to keep him in when I'm cleaning his enclosure. And he also is used to eating in there. He's always eaten in there, and I haven't changed that since he's been here. Some of my carpet pythons eat in their enclosures, and others eat out of their enclosures. And then I have a couple of snakes that I think would eat anywhere, on the couch or on top of their cage, and they're just not picky. So he was hungry, he's eating. I wanted to let you guys see the type of enclosure that I'm keeping him in. It's a 36 long by 36 high by 18 wide Exoterra. And he has variety of opportunities for movement and perching and draping in his enclosure. I've got 6 PVC perches, and these are the 3/4 inch PVC. I've got 2 real branches in here for him to perch on. I have a fake plastic plant over here just for decor. I don't think he cares about that. I've got a tunnel system built here on the bottom out of boxes that were cat food cases, and that took the cat food cans out and turned the boxes upside down. And I've got them layering the whole bottom except for one spot, but it's created a tunnel system. So there's holes in each end of the box, and it's created a tunnel system for him of hides in the whole bottom of the enclosure. And because they have laminate on top and they're flat on top, I'm able to set his water dish on top. Some of his big fake trees that I have in here for him, in his humidity box. He does use this humidity box when he goes into blue and right before he sheds, and I just keep moist sphagnum moss in here. I don't know why that's so hard to say. And I used a hole saw to cut a hole in the top. And it is only a 6-quart tub, but believe it or not, that's the size he prefers when he goes in here in blue. Because I put a bigger one in here for him, and given the option, he chose the smaller one. So I took the bigger one out. So again, he's got a water dish big enough to swim in, although he doesn't. I do have a jungle carpet python that enjoys swimming, but I've never seen Spike swim. He's pretty shy, so he hides a lot, but every night he does come out and he utilizes his perches. And it's really rewarding for me to see him using his perches, using his trees, using his tunnel system on the bottom, using the humidity box when he needs to. And I hope that I'm giving him as enriching a life as I possibly can under human care. Even though he is a captive animal, I try to give him as much freedom and choice and control over what he does as I can. And part of the way that I do that, not just for him, but all my animals, is to try to give them a lot of options inside their enclosure. This is just a bit of bonus video. This is Spike's tub that he eats in. or that I put him in if I need him to be in a temporary holding or transport him somewhere. He's finished eating, and I'm going to put him back in his enclosure. Or he's going to put himself back in his enclosure. Usually I just set the tub there and he puts himself away. Unless he wants me to feed him seconds, then he sits in there and waits for me to feed him again. And there he goes, disappearing into his tunnels. Bye, Spikey.